Let's start. So the topics that you have finished till now are company accounts, partnership, and NPO. In these topics, if you'd be observing, a question if comes, that would be for approximately 15 marks, 10 marks, or something like that. Now what I've decided is that I'll be taking those topics wherein the topics are small, but reasonably good allocation of marks is there. Mind well, my dear friends, in the normal course of my lectures, I will never talk about something like that. But when it comes to the exam preparation, you need to be 100% focused on that how many marks are allocated to what, and based on that, what should I be doing, and how much or what should be my sequence of preparation. And that is what I'm going to focus upon now forward. I'll be talking from the perspective of the exam, 100% focus on exam now. So we'll talk from that perspective. All right. Now, the topics that I have selected in that, the very first is rectification of errors, the bank reconciliation statement, depreciation, and bills of exchange. So we'll directly jump onto these all topics. One by one, we'll be discussing the base concept of that first, and then we'll be discussing the various questions related to that. I'll be focusing more on the numerical part, the numerical questions of all these topics that I just talked about. Preliminary तो आप कर ही लोगे, ये मुझे बहुत अच्छी तरह से पता है. My major focus will be on the topic of rectification of errors, the bank reconciliation statement, and depreciation and bills of exchange. All right. So let's start talking about these all topics one by one. The very first that I'll talk about is इसमें एक ही क्वेश्चन क्यों दिया हुआ है? Rectification of error. Yeah, it is there. Chapter 4 in your lamp, it is given. Now consignment also will go ahead. There is no problem, Naman. First, let me go with these things. What time slot is available and required? Let's check that, and after that we'll decide that how we should be going about. The very first, let's talk about the concept of rectification of error. We have understood earlier also that when you are preparing your financial statements, when you are preparing your profit and loss account, the balance sheet, such financial statements should be free from any kind of errors whatsoever. And if you want to keep your financial statements free from errors, so whenever you detect any kind of errors, you are expected to rectify those errors. There are 3 points where the errors can be detected. 1, before preparation of trial balance. 2, after preparing the trial balance but before preparing the final accounts. And 3, after preparing the final accounts. That means you are finding the errors in the subsequent financial year. Now, whether you find the error before preparation of trial balance, after preparation of trial balance, before the final accounts, after the final account, in all the cases, we have to understand how do we do the rectification of these errors. All right. Now, remember a point that when I have detected the error, whether that is by preparation of trial balance, because when I prepare the trial balance, if the total of my trial balance debit side is equal to the credit side of trial balance, it simply assures me the arithmetic accuracy of the books of accounts. However, if the debit side of my trial balance do not match with the credit side, it simply indicates that there are certain errors in my books of accounts. Similarly, when I'm preparing the bank reconciliation statement, I find that there are the errors in my cash book also, because of which my balance as per my cash book is not matching with the balance as per my passbook. On the same lines, if some debtor or creditor is doing the reconciliation, or if the debtor is making you the excess payment, creditor is asking you the excess payment, at that time you check out your books of accounts. And when you check your financial statements, when you check your books of accounts, you may come across certain errors within your books of accounts. So in whatever way you are detecting the errors, in all these circumstances, in all these situations, you are expected to rectify those. Sometimes we get the books of accounts checked, audited separately by a third party, by an external person. And when that external person is checking my books of accounts, he also may come across the errors in my books of accounts. So if I found the errors before preparation of trial balance, as checking the books of accounts, as preparing my bank reconciliation statement, as preparing the debtor reconciliation, creditor reconciliation, by whatever way, I found out that there are certain errors in my books of accounts. Now, these errors are not necessarily required to be rectified with the help of a separate accounting entry. I repeat my point. If the errors are detected before preparation of trial balance, it is not necessary that the errors should be rectified by preparing the separate accounting entry. However, I can rectify these errors within the respective ledger account without having a separate accounting entry whatsoever for that. Why so? Because I have not yet closed my books of accounts. And as I've not yet closed my books of accounts, so I can get it rectified in my ledger itself. Is the point right? A further point, that when I am detecting the error before preparation of my trial balance, I come across that the same error is affecting two different accounts. In such case, while doing the rectification, I will be required to pass the separate accounting entry for that. And that is why I said that when I am rectifying the errors before preparing the trial balance, it's not necessary that I should be passing a separate accounting entry for that. I'll give you certain examples on this. I hope I am going good with this passion. ये जो मेरा methodology चल रहा है इस तरह से सही है. पहले concept का discuss कर लेंगे, उसके बाद हम लोग problem solve करेंगे. Can you please raise hands for me? Don't type anything. Don't type anything. Raise hands. That's it. That is sufficient for me. Yes. So I'll continue with that fashion. No problem. Lower your hands. So I was making the point, the example with reference to the errors being detected before preparing the trial balance. Suppose cash received from Amar remained to be posted. You have received the cash from Amar, which means you have recorded that in the cash book debit side. Cash book के debit side में आपने already लिख लिया, क्योंकि जब भी हम लोग रेक्टिफिकेशन के बारे में सोचते हैं तो हम लोग सब्सिडियरी बुक के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सोचते हैं, हम लोग जर्नल एंट्री के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से नहीं सोचते हैं. Cash received from Amar remain to be posted do not mean that both the effects are not given. Cash received from Amar not posted means cash is debited, क्योंकि cash received cash book में रिकॉर्ड हुआ और कैश बुक में रिकॉर्ड करने के बाद में अमर के अकाउंट में इसका पोस्टिंग नहीं हुआ. So only Amar account is getting affected. If I have detected this error before preparing the trial balance, I'll simply go to the Amar's account and I'll write by cash. I'm sorry. By cash. Why? Because Amar is the giver of benefit, so Amar is expected to be credited. I'll simply write by cash. That's it. I won't pass any separate rectification entry for that. But if I have found the error something like this, purchase of goods on credit from Ram remain to be recorded. A credit purchase of goods is remaining to be recorded. In that case, I'll be required to pass a separate entry for that. Because this is an error which is affecting two different accounts, and as it is affecting two different accounts, will be rectified with the help of a separate rectifying entry. So my entry in that case will be what? Purchases account debit to RAM account. This is the separate entry I'll be required to pass. Am I clear for all? So this is for rectifying the errors before preparing the trial balance. However, if you have detected the errors after preparation of trial balance, आपने trial balance बना लिया, आपके trial balance tally हो रहा है, नहीं हो रहा है, irrelevant of that. If you have found certain errors, you have found the errors after closing the ledger accounts or not. So in this case, if you want to rectify the errors, the rectification entry will depend upon whether it is a one-sided error or two-sided error. What do I mean by one-sided error? The one-sided errors are those errors which are affecting only one account. Means one effect of the entry is correct. One effect of the transaction is given correct. The second effect of the transaction is either not given or it is incorrect. In such case, I'll be required to pass the rectifying entry with the help of suspense account. I'll give you certain examples on that. Purchase book total rupees 20,000 was taken. Purchase book total was taken short by rupees 20,000. I said purchase book total was taken short by 20,000. Now, when I have taken the total of my purchase book short by rupees 20,000, there is no other account getting affected in that case except in the purchase account. Why? Because in the purchase account, you post the total of the purchase book. And in the creditors account, you do the posting of the individual transactions. अगर आपने totaling में mistake की है, तो आपके individual account में गलती हुई ऐसा नहीं है. Your individual account effects are correct, but the total effect is wrong, and therefore your rectifying entry will be what? Purchase account debit to suspense account. अगर यही error मैंने trial balance बनाने के पहले ढूंढ लिया होता, so I would have gone directly to the purchase account debit side to casting error 20,000. To less posting due to casting 20,000. So that will be the point when you are doing the effect, when you are giving the effects of the one-sided errors. Am I right? The next point, if it is a two-sided error, it will be rectified with the help of both the accounts. There is no need of using the suspense account. So when you are rectifying the errors after preparation of trial balance, all the rectification will be done with the help of either suspense account or without suspense account, depending upon whether it is a one-sided error or a two-sided error. If it is an error which is of one-sided nature, it will always be rectified with the help of suspense account. If it is a two-sided error, there will be no suspense account being used when it comes to the rectification entry. Am I right? Can you raise hands for me if I am going good for everyone? Yes, I'm just trying to observe कि minimum 50% raise hands हो गए तो मेरे लिए sufficient है. That's fine. Okay, lower your hands. I'll lower at my lid. Next point, when you are rectifying the errors after preparation of final account, that is in the subsequent year. Athar, these all pointers are already written in the books, and that's why I'm directly discussing the things in detail. Isn't it? Huh. So the third thing that we have to talk about is the rectification of errors after preparing the final accounts. That is, after preparation of the financial statements in the subsequent year, if you have detected any kind of errors, even those errors are expected to be rectified. But when you're rectifying the errors after preparing the final accounts, remember a point carefully here, that such rectification will be dependent upon whether the given rectifying entry is involving a real account, a personal account, or a nominal account. Why? Because the real and personal account balances are carried forward from one year to another. But the nominal account balances are not carried forward from one year to another. The nominal account balances are closed to the P&L account. So if an error is involving only real and personal accounts, it can simply be rectified with the help of the same account. But if you have detected the error which is involving nominal account, and if I give the effect to the respective nominal account, it will unnecessarily increase or decrease the profit of current year or not. If the error is related to a preceding financial year, even the rectification should affect the profit or loss of the preceding financial year and not the current financial year. And for that purpose, whenever you have detected the error in the subsequent financial year and you are expected to rectify that particular error in the subsequent financial year, the nominal account balances, instead of the respective nominal account, we use the term as profit and loss adjustment account. Why do we use the profit and loss adjustment account? Because due to the given error, your current year profit or loss should not get affected. In fact, that is related to the profit or loss of the previous preceding financial year or not. And that's why whenever the error is involving any of the nominal account, when we are rectifying it in the subsequent year, same year में rectify कर रहे होंगे तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Subsequent year में अगर rectification कर रहे हैं, so instead of the respective nominal account, you'll be using what? The profit and loss adjustment account. Understand a point very carefully and remember this, that the balances of suspense account and the balance of nominal accounts, the P&L adjustment account are ultimately transferred to the capital account of the business. Why do you transfer it to the capital? Because ultimate responsibility of the business belongs to the owner of the business or not. And that's why if you are still having the suspense, which means you still have the one-sided error which you have not yet been able to rectify, such one-sided errors or such suspense account, because of those one-sided errors, the responsibility of that will be on the owner, and therefore the suspense account balance will go to the capital account. And at the same time, if there is a balance in profit and loss adjustment account, indicates the profit or loss of earlier year will also be transferred to the capital account of the business. Am I right? And then in the subsequent year, when you are rectifying the one-sided error, you will reopen the suspense account. So this is about the base concept of how do you rectify the errors before trial balance. अगर दो अकाउंट अफेक्ट हो रहे हैं तो बिफोर ट्रायल बैलेंस अगर दो अकाउंट अफेक्ट हो रहे हैं तो there will be a separate entry, and if there is no two accounts getting affected, if there is only one account getting affected, then no separate accounting entry need to be passed. If it is rectified after preparation of trial balance, one-sided errors will be rectified with the help of suspense account. Two-sided errors will be rectified with the help of the respective accounts. When you're rectifying the errors in the subsequent year, my process of rectification remains same. One-sided error में suspense account आएगा, two-sided error में suspense account नहीं आएगा. That process of rectification remains same. What changes is, instead of nominal account, you use the profit and loss adjustment account. Am I right? I'm finding in here there is a question, what differentiate between debited and credited. What this question is having the meaning with, I don't know. But debited means when you have to write something onto the debit side of an account, that is called as account debited. And when you write something onto the credit side of an account, it is called as the account being credited. That's how we denote it. Am I right for all? I think you all have the LAMP available with you. I have not talked about the types of errors. I'll just try to finish with the types of errors also. The technical classification, which is important from the perspective of theory. Theory ka sawal aa sakta hai, what is the error of omission, error of commission, error of principle and all that. Right. Mr. Tanmay, what's the question that you have? Tanmay Mande, where is the difficulty, if you have any? Okay, all good. Now, types of errors, if you take the example, also getting problem on the effect of rectification on profit. Effect of rectification on profit is nothing but your balance in P&L adjustment account, Goraksh, I'm sorry. When you prepare the P&L adjustment account, the net result of that is nothing but the profit or loss, nothing but the effect on the profit of the business only or not. All right. The very first in that is error of principle. What is an error of principle? The error in interpretation of a transaction. If you have not interpreted a particular transaction correctly, you find that there will be the mistake, and this kind of mistake is generally called as the error of principle. In what sense? You have not correctly denoted whether it is a capital expenditure or revenue expenditure. तो आपने capital को revenue करके treat कर दिया या revenue को capital करके treat कर दिया. That's one of the things. Second, आपने transaction को इस तरह से record किया कि आपने वो गलत account में record कर दिया, पर वो जो गलत account है वो किसी और type का है. Real account की जगह personal account आ गया, personal account की जगह nominal account आ गया. Like take for example, a furniture purchased for cash from Raghav. If that's the kind of thing, you should have passed the entry as furniture account debit to cash account. But you passed the entry, let's say, is Raghav account debit to cash account. आपने personal account को debit करना था, आपने real account को debit करना था, आपने personal account को debit कर दिया. You have debited the transaction with the wrong account, which is of different type. Therefore, it will be called as an error of principle. Or you have treated a capital expenditure as revenue or revenue as capital. Wages paid for repairs of machinery being debited to machinery account. You have paid the wages for repairs of machinery. The repair charges cannot be considered as capital expenditure. The repair charges are the revenue expenses. So when you have treated a capital expenditure as revenue or revenue expenditure as capital, that will also be considered as an error of principle. The second one is clerical errors. Errors of principle can take place only at the time of recording of transactions. और क्योंकि errors of principle जो है ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ recording के समय हो सकती हैं, therefore the errors of principle never affect your trial balance. मतलब ये कि error of principle होने के बावजूद आपके ट्रायल बैलेंस का डेबिट साइड विल बी इक्वल टू द क्रेडिट साइड. Am I right? Okay. Then the errors of, clerical errors. Within the clerical errors, the very first is error of omission. What is an error of omission? When you have not recorded the transaction at all, we call that as complete omission. Or when you have recorded the transaction but it has remained to be posted to the account, that is called as error of partial omission. So whenever there is an error of partial or complete omission, that is called as an error of omission. In case it is a partial omission of a transaction, आपने transaction का एक effect correct दिया है, दूसरा effect नहीं दिया है. In that case, it will be considered as a one-sided error. In such case of one-sided error, your trial balance will not tally and it will always be rectified with the help of suspense account. But if it is a two-sided error, that is, the transaction is not recorded at all, complete gajni, dono effect nahi diya. And if you have not given both the effects, then it will be called as a two-sided error. So if it is an error of complete omission, it will never affect the trial balance. It will never be rectified with the help of suspense account. But if it is a partial omission, in that case, such error will be rectified with the help of course, the separate accounting entry, but with the help of suspense account in that. That will be the error of commission being the error of omission. Clerical error में error of omission, not error of commission, but clerical error में error of omission. Similarly, we can have errors of commission. In fact, I can simply say all the errors other than the errors of principal and errors of commission can be considered as error of, all the errors other than error of principal or error of omission are considered as error of commission. ट्रांजैक्शन आपने रिकॉर्ड किया पर गलत अमाउंट से रिकॉर्ड कर दिया, गलत अकाउंट पर, वो भी सेम टाइप का, आपने राम की जगह रमेश को डेबिट कर दिया, रमेश की जगह सुरेश को क्रेडिट कर दिया, दैट इज ऑफ द सेम टाइप और नॉट. आपने ट्रांजैक्शन को गलत अमाउंट से रिकॉर्ड कर दिया, आपने गलत सब्सिडियरी बुक में रिकॉर्ड कर दिया, दीज ऑल आर कंसीडर्ड एज द एरर्स ऑफ कमीशन. लेजर अकाउंट में आपने कोई ट्रांजैक्शन पोस्ट की है, वो ट्रांजैक्शन का पोस्टिंग करेक्ट नहीं है, करेक्ट साइड में हुआ पर गलत अकाउंट में हो गया, अगेन इट विल आल्सो बी कॉल्ड एज एरर ऑफ कमीशन. So your errors of commission may or may not affect the trial balance of the business, whereas errors of principal never affect the trial balance. Errors of omission, if it is complete omission, will never affect the trial balance. Error of omission, if it is partial omission, will always affect the trial balance. Am I right? Yes, if anyone has questions till now, compensating errors, if I would say, compensating errors are when two different errors are cancelling the effect of each other. Those are called as compensating errors. Am I right? Yeah, if anyone has the question, suspense account has which balance, debit or credit? It depends upon the situation. Suspense account is just a temporary arrangement and do not have any specific kind of balance. Does error of commission affect the trial balance? Error of commission may or may not affect the trial balance. If it is involving recording errors, it won't affect the trial balance. If it is involving the posting errors, it may affect the trial balance. Example of compensating error. The sales book for the month is overcast by rupees 20,000. The sales book for the month is overcast by rupees 20,000. And a purchase of 20,000 from a supplier remained to be posted. I said sales book for the month is overcast by rupees 20,000 and a purchase of 20,000 from a supplier remained to be posted. मतलब क्या हुआ? एक तरफ आपने सेल्स अकाउंट को क्रेडिट इफेक्ट जो देना था उसमें 20,000 रुपए से क्रेडिट इफेक्ट ज्यादा दिया. On top of that, आपने क्रेडिटर के अकाउंट में 20,000 रुपए क्रेडिट करने चाहिए थे, वो आपने नहीं किए. एक जगह आपने क्रेडिट बढ़ा दिया, दूसरी जगह क्रेडिट कम कर दिया, तो अल्टीमेट टोटल ऑफ ट्रायल बैलेंस विल रिमेन सेम और नॉट. current year suspense account goes to next year, then what is the effect? It goes through always the capital account of the business and not directly. So whatever is the balance in your current, the suspense account, that is transferred to the capital account, and next year it gets reversed. So automatically that will get cleared. Error of commission, if you want to understand, the simplest meaning of that is what? Any error other than error of omission or commission is, error of omission or error of principle is error of commission. What is the difference between error of principle and error of commission? Error of principle में आप गलत account of different type में चले गए, यहाँ पे error of commission में गलत account of same type रहोगे. Error of principle can take place only at the time of recording. Error of commission can take place even at the subsequent places. That is, at the time of posting of transaction, at the time of casting of subsidiary books, balancing of ledger accounts. At any point, the error of commission can take place. Whereas the error of omission, error of principle involves capital item being treated as revenue or revenue item being treated as capital. अगर कैपिटल का कैपिटल में ही डेबिट हुआ पर वो गलत अकाउंट में चला गया, तो in that case it is not called as error of principle, it will be called as error of commission in that case. If suspense account still shows the balance after rectifying errors, then there are also some errors remaining. Yes, of course. Because you have not rectified all the errors, therefore your suspense account balance is not matching, is not getting tallied. Is the point right? Just a moment. So there is a question, sir, when we have recorded the transaction correctly, but while posting we make an error, which account will be affected? Akshar, it depends. Like if it is the error related to the posting from subsidiary books, in that case to the account to which you were supposed to post the transaction, that will get affected. Like purchase remained to be posted. Purchase of 20,000 from X remained to be posted. Means what? कि purchase account में तो debit correct हुआ, क्योंकि purchase account को तो हम purchase book का total post करते हैं. पर creditor के account में posting गलत हो गई, then in that case it is creditor's account only which is getting affected when it comes to the posting errors. Yes. Is this point right for everyone? Let's just come on to the questions of the rectification. And the questions of rectification will be able to understand these all things one by one in more details. Can you repeat the concept of transfer of balance of suspense account and P&L adjustment account to capital account? Ritik, I said that whenever there is a balance in the suspense account or in the P&L adjustment account, the suspense account balance belongs to the capital. Why? Because the suspense account, ultimate responsibility of the business is on the owner, and that's why the suspense account balance will be transferred to him. But in the subsequent year, when you're rectifying the errors, at that time you can reverse the suspense account. As far as the carry forward errors are concerned, Aniket, as far as the carry forward errors are concerned, the carry forward errors are to be rectified similar to that of the posting errors. Like you rectify the posting errors, similarly you rectify the carry forward errors also. In case we are rectifying the errors in subsequent year and suspense account doesn't tally, what should we do? The suspense account balance again will be transferred to the capital account only. That will always remain as it is. Am I right? Just a moment, Lalit. Yes, go ahead.
सर यू सेड दैट P&L एडजस्टमेंट का बैलेंस हम कैपिटल को ट्रांसफर करेंगे, पर मॉड्यूल में ऐसा लिखा है कि P&L अकाउंट को ट्रांसफर करना है, P&L एडजस्टमेंट का बैलेंस.
It depends on whether you are doing it for company or individuals, क्योंकि ultimately P&L account का balance भी capital account को ही जाता है.
Yes.
And as this is the profit or loss of the earlier year, why should it be merged with the current year?
Yes.
If you are transferring it to the profit and loss account, in that case, it will violate the concept of accounting standard 5, the prior period items. This is related to prior period and therefore it should be transferred to the capital account. However, in case of companies, you can transfer it to the reserves and surplus instead of the capital account.
Okay, so transfer की entry भी हमने capital account को ही credit की तो
Yes,
चलेगी.
of course, of course.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes. As far as the entries in my lecture are concerned now, I'm not going to write the correct and wrong entries. I'll write it only to the P&L, only the rectifying entry, whereas I'll discuss the correct and wrong entry, Kedar. Drushti. Kedar is asking similarly in module afterwards they have transferred to the capital account. Yes, of course, they have in one question they have transferred it to the P&L. They have written in fact. In the note, they have written that it should be transferred to the P&L account. However, it should be transferred to the capital account, and they have done it like that in the answers. Yes. So let me come on to the very first question of your rectification topic. It's on page number 27 of the LAM. Chapter 4 is given as rectification. Trial balance of Khatau did not agree. He put the difference to the suspense account and discovered the following errors. Credit sales to Manas 16,000 were recorded in purchase book as 10,000 and posted to the debit of Manas as 1,000. This is recording in wrong subsidiary book with wrong amount and posting with the wrong amount. Recording in wrong subsidiary book with wrong amount and posted with the wrong amount. There are 3 multiple errors and posted to wrong side. 4 errors in fact. क्योंकि अगर परचेज बुक में रिकॉर्ड किया है तो परचेज बुक से लॉजिकली मानस के क्रेडिट साइड में पोस्ट होना चाहिए था, बट ये मानस के क्रेडिट साइड में पोस्ट होने के बजाय मानस के डेबिट साइड में पोस्ट हो गया. माय करेक्ट एंट्री इन दिस केस, चलो मैं लिख लेता हूं, पहला क्वेश्चन है, इसके बाद वाले थोड़ा फास्ट में करेंगे. My correct entry should have been Manas debit. मैं shortcut में लिख रहा हूं. I'm not writing it from the exam point of view. Rupees 16,000 to sales 16,000. ये entry मैंने करना चाहिए था. Whereas my wrong entry is what? Purchase account debit rupees 10,000, Manas debit rupees 1,000 to no credit. Why no credit? Because आपने पोस्टिंग करते समय मानस के क्रेडिट की जगह डेबिट में पोस्ट कर दिया, वो भी गलत अमाउंट से. Therefore, the rectifying entry will be what? Manas account debit, because you are supposed to write the rectifying entry in such a way that the combined effect of wrong entry and rectifying entry should be that of the correct entry. So Manas account debit 15,000 to sales account 16,000 to purchase account rupees 10,000, क्योंकि परचेज को जबरदस्ती का डेबिट किया था, जबरदस्ती का डेबिट कैंसिल करने के लिए परचेज को क्रेडिट. टोटल आपका क्रेडिट हुआ 26,000, आपका डेबिट हुआ 15,000. Where will the difference go? The difference in this case will go to the suspense account, that is 11,000. Therefore, suspense account debit, because we are presuming that these are the errors rectified after preparing the trial balance, 11,000. अब एग्जाम में कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करें? कि ये एरर हमको रेक्टिफाई जो करनी है ये आफ्टर प्रिपेयरिंग द ट्रायल बैलेंस है या बिफोर प्रिपेयरिंग द ट्रायल बैलेंस है। एक तो उसका डायरेक्ट रेफरेंस दिया जाता है कई बार, इन द क्वेश्चन इट इज मेंशन्ड that the errors are rectified after preparing the trial balance, whereas in some cases it is mentioned, in some cases, some examples, they say that you need to do the rectification without using the suspense account. And the moment that they say that you have to rectify it without using the suspense account means you have to do the rectification before preparation of trial balance. Yeah, I know screen is gone. It is coming back. The first entry what we did, the correct entry should have been minus account debit to sales account 16,000. But they mentioned that they have recorded that in the purchase book at 10,000 but posted to the debit of minus at 1,000. And therefore the wrong entry is purchase account debit 10,000, minus account debit 1,000 to no credit. And so when I did the rectification, I'll pass the rectification entry as what? Minus account debit by 15,000. Minus account debit by 15,000. Suspense account debit by 11,000 to sales to purchase by 16 and 10,000 respectively. If there is a purchase of asset with the name of buyer, do we use cash or buyer's account? If nothing mentioned, it depends on your own understanding. There is nothing wrong in assuming in either which way. I would suggest that in that case, you should be writing the simple note on that it has been presumed that the purchase is on credit basis and therefore you are writing it accordingly. Darshi, I'll be solving all the questions related to rectification. Let me go ahead now. Yeah, cash sales means always cash. Ramya, what is this question? Okay, furniture purchased from Noor of rupees 6,000 was recorded through purchase book as rupees 5,000 and posted to the debit of Noor at 2,000. Furniture purchased from Noor rupees 6,000 recorded through purchase book. So this simply indicates that it's a credit purchase. Your entry should have been what? Furniture account debit to Noor account rupees 6,000. Am I right? Abhishek, I'll check it. Furniture account debit to purchase account rupees, I'm sorry, furniture account debit to Noor account 6,000. ये entry करना चाहिए था. Whereas the wrong entry is what? Purchase account debit 5,000, Noor account debit 2,000 to no credit. You should have credited Noor, but you have debited Noor and that too with the different amount. So what will be your rectifying entry? Your rectifying entry will be furniture account debit 6,000 to purchase account 5,000 to Noor account 8,000. Furniture account debit 6,000, keeping a line blank for the suspense, to purchase account 5,000 to Noor 8,000. Why to Noor account 8,000? Is because Noor is supposed to be credited by 6,000. Instead, it was debited by 2,000. Therefore, total credit of 8,000 will be there. So my rectifying entry in combined will be what? Furniture account debit 6,000, suspense account debit 7,000 to Noor account 8,000 to purchase account 5,000. Am I right? This is not an error of principle only. Why? Because this is involving the clerical errors of amounts. Not only the subsidiary book, but also the amount. So it is an error of commission on a totality basis, if you would be understanding that. आ गया screen वापस आ गया. So my correct entry in this case would have been furniture debit rupees 6,000 to Noor account 6,000. ये एंट्री मैंने करना चाहिए था. My wrong entry is purchase debit by 5,000. Noor also debit by 2,000 to no credit. अब इस wrong debit को cancel करने के लिए तो suspense को debit करना पड़ेगा. Therefore, my rectifying entry will be what? My rectifying entry will be furniture account debit 6,000, suspense account debit rupees 7,000 to Noor account 8,000. Why 8,000? 6,000 ये क्रेडिट कैंसिल करने क्रेडिट देने के लिए और 2,000 ये डेबिट कैंसिल करने के लिए. So total credit to Noor account that is to be given in the rectification entry will be of 8,000 and to purchase account rupees 5,000 for the wrong debit to purchase account. Am I right? Yes. The next one, goods returned to Rai rupees 3,000 recorded through the sales book rupees 1,000. Goods returned to Rai, that means this is purchase return. It has been recorded in sales book, so recording in wrong subsidiary book, but that too with the wrong amount. My correct entry should have been what? Correct entry would have been sales, I'm sorry, not sales, but purchase return. My correct entry should have been Rai account debit, Rai account debit rupees 3,000 to purchase return rupees 3,000. How did I understand that Rai's account is correctly treated? If nothing has been provided about the posting, you have to presume posting is done as per what has been recorded partially. अगर recording गलत है तो posting भी गलत है, ये presume करके लेने का. That's the simplest way of understanding that. Am I right? Yes. हाँ, उसके बारे में अगर अलग से कुछ बताया होता तो I would have treated it accordingly. All right. So my wrong entry is what? My wrong entry is Rai account debit rupees 1,000 to sales account rupees 1,000 because you have recorded the transaction in sales book. Record अगर sales book में किया तो posting भी sales के हिसाब से ही होगा. सेल्स भक्ति सेल्स 1,000 से और राय 3,000 से कैसे हो सकता है? अगर तुमने रिकॉर्ड 1,000 से किया है तो इवन पोस्टिंग विल बी डन विद द सेम अमाउंट ओनली और नॉट? Am I right? Okay. And therefore my rectifying entry will be what? My rectifying entry will be Rai account debit by rupees 2,000 to, I'm sorry, sales account debit. Why Rai account debit by only 2,000? Because 1,000 has already been debited to him. Sales account debit, क्योंकि sales को जबरदस्ती का फुटेज दे दिया था, क्रेडिट दे दिया था by rupees 1,000 to purchase return account rupees 3,000, क्योंकि राय को डेबिट करना था 3,000 से, हमने ऑलरेडी 1,000 रुपए से डेबिट कर रखा है. ये सुनो. नेक्स्ट वन, Old machinery sold for rupees 2000 to Manish, recorded through sales book as 1800 and posted to the account of Manish as 1200. सब कुछ गलत किया है आपने, रिकॉर्ड भी गलत अकाउंट गलत सब्सिडी में किया है आपने, पोस्टिंग भी गलत अमाउंट से, रिकॉर्डिंग भी गलत अमाउंट से की है, पोस्टिंग भी गलत अकाउंट को, और वो भी गलत अमाउंट से, सब कुछ गलत है, इसमें कुछ सही है ही नहीं. If that's the case, this is more simpler to rectify. Observe it. My correct entry, what is the transaction? Old machinery sold for rupees 2000 to Manish. My correct entry should have been Manish account debit. Because nothing has been mentioned, reference of sales book is given, that's why we are presuming this to be a credit sale. Otherwise, आप इसको cash sale भी presume कर सकते हो. Rupees 2000 to machinery account, rupees 2000. Correct? Recorded through sales book at 1800 and posted to the credit of Manish at 1200. Wrong entry is what? Manish. Debit by 1800 to sales 1200, because you have recorded the transaction in the sales book or not? Yes or no? Oh, I'm sorry. Posted to the credit of Manish. My bad. So it is no debit. No debit to sales to Manish. Rupees 1800. तो मनीष को जबरदस्ती का क्रेडिट दे दिया. And therefore my rectifying entry will be what? Manish debit 1800. Manish debit 1000. I'm sorry, 2000. Sales debit, क्योंकि सेल्स अकाउंट को तो क्रेडिट करना ही नहीं था. 1200 recorded at 1800 and posted to the account of Manish at 1200. So this will be 1200. Manish will be debited by 2000 and sales will be debited by 1800 to machinery account 2000 to suspense account rupees 3000. इनफैक्ट मैंने क्या किया, अगर आपको ऑब्जर्वेशन होगा, तो जो पूरा रॉन्ग था उसको मैंने रिवर्स कर दिया विद द हेल्प ऑफ सस्पेंस अकाउंट. दैट इज मनीष अकाउंट डेबिट, सेल्स अकाउंट डेबिट टू सस्पेंस अकाउंट. और जो पूरा करेक्ट था वो मैंने एंट्री पास कर दी. एंड देन आई डिड द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ द टू, दैट इज I got the combined rectifying entry with reference to that. Am I right? The next one, total of return inward book rupees 2800 posted to purchase account. Return inward book is sales return. Sales return account, sorry, book का total हमने sales return account के debit side में post करना चाहिए था, but it is posted to the account of purchase. When nothing has been mentioned, we have to presume this is posted to the correct side or not. So my correct entry should have been purchase, I'm sorry, sales return account debit to customers account rupees 2800. Wrong entry will be purchase, no debit, I'm sorry, posted to the debit of purchase account. Purchase account debit to customers account rupees 2800, and therefore the rectifying entry will be sales return account debit 2800 to purchase account 2800. In these cases, you cannot pass the rectifying entry without the suspense account. You have to pass these all entries with the help of suspense account only. Am I right? राय को क्यों डेबिट किया हमने? अरे भाई साहब, राय अकाउंट में यहां पे पोस्टेड टू द रिकॉर्डेड थ्रू सेल्स बुक, अगर सेल्स बुक में रिकॉर्ड किया है तो ऑफ कोर्स द पोस्टिंग विल बी एज पर सेल्स बुक ओनली और नॉट. Last entry I'll repeat. My correct entry should have been sales return account debit to customers account 2800. My wrong entry is purchase account debit to customers account 2800, and therefore the rectifying entry will be sales return account debit 2800 to purchase account rupees 2800. Am I right? Okay. Let me go to the next question then. Trial balance of John. You prepare the suspense account and just find out the difference that has to be placed in the trial balance. That's it. Sahil. Yeah, trial balance of John did not agree. He put the difference to the suspense account and discovered the following errors. In the sales book, for the month of January, total of page 2 was carried forward to page 3 as 1000 instead of 1200, and total of page 6 was carried forward as rupees 5600 instead of 5000. एक जगह पे आपने टोटल ज्यादा कैरी फॉरवर्ड की और दूसरी जगह पे आपने टोटल कम कैरी फॉरवर्ड की. तो 200 रुपए से पहले ज्यादा डेबिट किया, फिर 600 रुपए से कम क्रेडिट कर दिया, तो अल्टीमेटली आपको 400 रुपए से परचेस अकाउंट का डेबिट बढ़ाना पड़ेगा या नहीं? Yes or no? And therefore your rectifying entry will be what? Purchase account debit to suspense account rupees 400. Correct? I'm sorry. Sales book for the month of January, total rupees 2, total of page 2 was carried forward to page 3 as 1000 instead of 1200. Okay, reverse entry in fact. Suspense account debit to sales account rupees 400 will be the entry. Drushti, if I'm talking about the second question, we should be focusing on the second question only. अरे भाई साहब, काटरे साहब, 1000 की जगह, सॉरी 1200 की जगह 1000 लेके गए एंड 5000 की जगह 5600 लेके गए. करेक्ट? तो 6200 की जगह 6600 लिया, मतलब 400 से क्रेडिट ज्यादा किया. करेक्ट? काट रहे, बराबर है. अगर 400 से क्रेडिट ज्यादा दिया तो इसको रिवर्स करने के लिए therefore our rectifying entry will be suspense account debit to sales account rupees 400. Am I going good for everyone? क्या बोला मैंने एंट्री? Account debit 400 to suspense account rupees 400 will be my rectifying entry. Am I right? हाँ, मैंने राइट ही कहा था, पर मैंने परचेज अकाउंट के थ्रू कहा था. Well, now is that clear for everyone? Yes. The next one, wages paid for installation of machinery rupees 500 was posted to the wages account as 50. Wages paid for installation of machinery rupees 500 was posted to the wages account. capital expenditure being treated as revenue, number one. And number two, it has been recorded with the wrong amount. My correct entry should have been machinery account debit to cash account 500. My wrong entry is wages account debit 50 to machinery account rupees, to cash account rupees 500. And therefore, my rectifying entry in this case will be machinery account debit 500 to wages account 50 to suspense account 450. Am I right? You people please keep raising hands for me, because that's the only way I can understand whether you are understanding or not. All right, fine. The next one, machinery purchased from R and Company for rupees 10,000 on credit was entered in purchase book as 6,000 and posted therefrom to R and Company at 1,000. मशीनरी परचेज की आपने, ये सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन जो यहाँ पे हमने किया था क्रेडिट सेल्स का या फर्नीचर परचेज वाला जो ट्रांजैक्शन था, उसी का डबल अमाउंट करके दिया गया है. Machinery purchased from R and Company rupees 10,000 was entered in purchase book at 6,000 and posted therefrom to R and Company account 1,000. My correct entry should have been machinery account debit to R and Company account 10,000. My wrong entry is purchase account debit 6,000 to R and Company 1,000, and therefore the rectifying entry will be machinery account debit 10,000 to purchase account 6,000 to R and Company 9,000, the difference of 5,000 being put to the suspense account. So if I pass the combined entry with the help of suspense account, I'll simply pass the entry as, sorry, I'll dictate it slowly. My correct entry should have been what? My correct entry should have been machinery account debit rupees 10,000 to R and Company 10,000. My wrong entry is purchase account debit 6,000 to R and Company 1,000. Samyak, because this is not only a recording error but also the posting error. That's why we are supposed to rectify it with the help of suspense account. So my entry for this will be what? Machinery debit 10,000 to purchase 6,000 to R 9,000, and the difference being placed to suspense account rupees 5,000. Am I right? Yes or no? अरे मेरे लिखने और पूछने के चक्कर में 100 लोग छोड़ के चले गए हैं. वो कहते हैं मास्टर बड़ा बोर कर रहा है, इससे क्या सीखना चाहिए. और तुम लोग मुझे डिटेल में पूछ रहे हो वापस. Shall I go ahead? और इनसे पूछूंगा कि भाई क्यों छोड़ के गए, तो वो बोलेंगे सर हमारा नेटवर्क कनेक्टिविटी नहीं था. Okay. Why RN Company is 9,000 is because RN Company was to be credited by 10,000. And when RN Company was to be credited by 10,000, instead of that, if you have credited only 1,000 to him, 9,000 is to be credited further or not? Yes or no? Yeah. The next one, credit sales to Mohan rupees 5,000 were recorded in purchase book. Credit sales to Mohan were recorded in purchase book. Your correct entry should have been Mohan account debit to sales account 5,000. your wrong entry is purchase account debit to Mohan account 5,000, and therefore the rectifying entry directly will be purchase account debit 5,000, sales account debit 5,000 to Mohan account 10,000. Why Mohan account 10,000? Because Mohan was to get credited, and अगर वो क्रेडिट नहीं होगा तो अगर उसको डेबिट कर दिया है तो डेबिट भी कैंसिल करना पड़ेगा और क्रेडिट भी देना पड़ेगा या नहीं. So my entry will be Mohan account debit by rupees 10,000 to purchase account 5,000 to sales account 5,000. I'll write it again. My correct entry should have been Mohan debit 5,000 to sales 5,000. ये एंट्री करना चाहिए था. Wrong entry is purchase debit 5,000 to Mohan 5,000, and therefore my rectifying entry will be what? Mohan account debit 10,000, 5,000 to cancel the wrong credit and 5,000 to give the correct debit. To purchase account 5,000 to sales account 5,000. Am I right? Yes. Next one. Goods returned to Ram rupees 1,000 were recorded in sales book. Returned to मतलब purchase return है. Purchase return book में रिकॉर्ड करने के बजाय इस ट्रांजैक्शन को आपने सेल्स बुक में रिकॉर्ड कर दिया. And if you have recorded in the sales book, what will your correct and wrong entry be? Your correct entry should be किससे? Ram. Ram debit rupees 1,000 to purchase return. Return goods returned to Ram है. To Ram is purchase return or sales return? To purchase return 1,000. Satyajit, to Ram return to. गुड्स खरीदे हुए वापस भेजोगे तो 2 होगा या गुड्स बेचे हुए वापस आएंगे तो 2 होगा? My wrong entry is Ram account debit 1,000 to sales 1,000, and therefore my rectifying entry will be. Now राम के अकाउंट को डेबिट करना था, डेबिट किया. राम के अकाउंट में कोई फर्क नहीं है, फर्क सिर्फ सेल्स और परचेज रिटर्न में है. देयरफॉर माय रेक्टिफाइंग एंट्री, भाई मैं इतना एडवांस नहीं है अभिषेक, स्प्लिट स्क्रीन एंड ऑल दैट इतना नहीं आता मेरे को. सो माय रेक्टिफाइंग एंट्री विल बी व्हाट? सेल्स डेबिट rupees 1,000 to purchase return rupees 1,000. Am I right? अब ये 9,000 की एंट्री कहां से आ गई? आयुष, अरे मिस्टर आयुष, बी वाले क्वेश्चन में अगर तुम डायरेक्टली 9,000 का एंट्री मारोगे तो वो जो 6,000 परचेज अकाउंट को जबरदस्ती का डेबिट हुआ है वो कैसे कैंसिल करोगे? Are you able to get this? Yeah. Then Credit purchases from SN company, rupees 6,000 were recorded in sales book. However, SN company was correctly credited. आपने परचेज किया, परचेज किया हुआ ट्रांजैक्शन आपने सेल्स बुक में रिकॉर्ड कर दिया, पर सेल्स बुक से पोस्टिंग करते समय एसएन कंपनी को क्रेडिट ही किया, डेबिट नहीं किया. ऑलराइट, Shrutika, wait for it. I'll be answering the questions at the end. My correct entry should have been what? My correct entry should have been purchase debit $6,000 to SN company 6,000. My wrong entry is no debit, क्योंकि सेल्स बुक में रिकॉर्ड किया मतलब सेल्स को क्रेडिट होगा. एसएन कंपनी को भी तुमने क्रेडिट दे दिया. Therefore, wrong entry, to sales rupees 6,000 to SN company 6,000. इसका मतलब SN कंपनी में तो कोई गलती हुई नहीं, गलती सिर्फ परचेज और सेल्स में हुई है. Therefore, my rectifying entry will be what? My rectifying entry will be purchase debit 6,000, sales debit 6,000 to suspense, because there is no other account getting affected. Therefore, we are using suspense account as 12,000. Am I right? SN company is correctly credited, na beta. Credit purchase, next one. Credit purchase from MN company 6,000 were recorded in sales book as 2,000 and posted therefrom to the credit of MN company as 1,000. Posting गलत amount से की, पर correct side में कर दी. All right. Acha, Tejas is asking, what if it was not mentioned that SN company is correctly created? We would have assumed that SN company is debited. All right. Okay. The next one, my correct entry should have been purchase debit 6,000 to MN company 6,000. My wrong entry is what has been given? Recorded in sales book and posted therefrom to the credit of MN company as 1,000. गलत subsidiary book, गलत amount, posting भी गलत amount. Therefore, no debit to sales 2,000 to MN company 1,000. Correct? Therefore, the rectifying entry will be what? Purchase debit 6,000, sales debit 2,000 to MN company rupees 5,000. क्योंकि MN कंपनी को क्रेडिट करना था 6,000 से, हमने क्रेडिट किया सिर्फ 1,000 रुपए से, so the more credit of 5,000 to suspense rupees 3,000, the difference between the two. Am I right? Next one, credit sales to Raman rupees 4,000 posted to the credit of Raghavan at rupees 1,000. Posting to wrong account, that too with the wrong amount to the wrong side. Raman की जगह Raghavan, debit की जगह credit, 4,000 की जगह 3,000. Correct? Correct entry should have been what? Raman debit rupees 4,000 to sales 4,000. Wrong entry. Very good, Shrutika. Wrong entry. No debit to Raghavan 1,000 to sales 4,000, क्योंकि गलती रिकॉर्डिंग में नहीं, सिर्फ पोस्टिंग में हुई है. Yes or no? And therefore, the rectifying entry will be what? Raman debit 4,000, Raghavan debit 1,000 to suspense rupees 5,000. Am I right? Yes. Next. Bills receivable for 1,600 from Noor was dishonored and posted to the debit of allowances account. Bills receivable from Noor was dishonored. Yes, yes. Gauri, absolutely correct. We have assumed it like that only. Bills receivable dishonored, तुम्हारी entry होनी चाहिए थी Noor account debit to bills receivable account rupees 1,600. But it is posted to the debit of allowances account instead of Noor. And therefore, the wrong entry is allowances account debit to bills receivable account rupees 1,600. So my rectifying entry will be Noor account debit to allowances account rupees 1,600. Allowances account is discount account, Mr. Ritik. The discounts allowed are called as allowances account. Next, cash paid to money. मेरे को तो नहीं दिया है. Against our acceptance was debited to Manu. Cash paid against our acceptance. So यहाँ money account should not have been debited. You should have debited bills payable account. Bills payable की जगह Manu को debit कर दिया आपने. Correct entry should have been what? Bills payable account debit to cash account 5,000. My correct entry should have been in this case as bills payable debit to cash. Whereas my wrong entry is Manu debit to cash. And therefore, my rectifying entry will be bills payable account debit to Manu account rupees 5,000. Alright. Darshan, for the previous one, I had given the answer as Noor account debit to allowances account rupees 1,600. Noor account debit to allowances account rupees 1,600. This is the entry that I had passed earlier. Alright. Old furniture sold for rupees 3,000 was posted to the sales account as 1,000. Yes, of course, Tanuja. Manu and Money ये बहुत अलग-अलग लोग हैं. Money is my short name, even though I don't have it at all. And Manu is जिसको मानू या ना मानू. But anyways, sarcasm apart, J का rectifying entry will be what? Bills payable account debit to Manu account rupees 5,000. Am I right? Yeah. Old furniture sold for rupees 3,000 was posted to the sales account as 1,000. Old furniture sold. You should have passed the entry as cash account debit to furniture account 3,000. But your wrong entry is cash account debit 3,000 to sales account 1,000. Because posted to sales account is 1,000 बोला हुआ है. तो फर्नीचर की जगह सेल्स को क्रेडिट कर दिया. 3,000 की जगह 1,000 से क्रेडिट किया. Therefore, the rectifying entry will be what? Sales account debit 1,000, suspense account debit 2,000 to furniture account rupees 3,000. Meroz, you can absolutely assume this as credit sale. There is no problem because anyways the debtor's account is not going to get affected. Debtor or cash cannot get affected. तुम्हारा rectifying entry, whether you are assuming this as cash sales or you are assuming this as credit sale, your rectifying entry is going to remain same. All right. So my rectifying entry in this case is what? Sales account debit rupees 1,000, suspense account debit rupees 2,000 to furniture account, old furniture nahi, furniture account 3,000. Am I right? Radhe, I gave the answer on that only right now. Whether you assume it for cash or on credit, your ultimate rectifying entry is going to remain same. Shruti, just observe the correct and wrong entry. My correct entry in this case should have been what? Cash or debtor. Debit 3,000 to furniture 3,000. My wrong entry in this case is what? Cash or debtor. Debit 3,000 to sales, because posted to sales account as 1,000 बोला हुआ है. So wrong entry or mistake is not done in the recording, it is done at the time of posting the transaction. Did you people get that? Sanika, wait for it now. I have to go, keep going ahead also. You need to keep the track of everything. Next one. Depreciation provided on furniture rupees 800 was not posted. Depreciation provided on furniture of rupees 800. Provided on furniture means what? Furniture account is already created, but depreciation account is not debited. Therefore, my correct entry should have been, in fact, this entry will be recorded in journal proper only or not? Yes, Neil, only on the basis of that assumption we did the error is at the time of posting and not at the time of recording. Yeah, my correct entry should have been depreciation account debit to furniture account 800. Now, because this transaction is recorded in journal and if they have mentioned that it has not been posted, means simply it indicates that both the effects are not given. Therefore, the rectifying entry directly will be depreciation account debit to furniture account rupees 800. Am I right? Material 10,000 and wages 3,000 were used for construction of building. No adjustment was made in the books. अब मटेरियल ये आपने परचेज को डेबिट करके रखा होगा, वेजेस ये आपने वेजेस को डेबिट कर रखा है. अरे, why did I say depreciation account debit to furniture? You didn't hear to the logic of that. I said depreciation to furniture. This transaction must have been recorded in the journal, and if you have recorded that in journal, which means what? Not posted means both the effects are not been posted. And that's why I said the rectifying entry as depreciation account debit to furniture account. In fact, you need not pass the rectifying entry because the entry is already been passed. You are only supposed to give the effects of that. All right. Yes. Material 10,000 and wages 3,000 were used for construction of building. No adjustment was made in the books. अब ये जो मटेरियल है आपने डेबिट किए होंगे परचेज अकाउंट को, वेजेस आपने डेबिट कर रखे हैं वेजेस अकाउंट को, क्योंकि आपने ये कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ बिल्डिंग में यूज किए हुए हैं, तो दैट अमाउंट ऑफ मटेरियल एंड वेजेस शुड बी डेबिटेड टू द बिल्डिंग अकाउंट एंड देयरफॉर डायरेक्टली द रेक्टिफाइंग एंट्री विल बी व्हाट? बिल्डिंग अकाउंट डेबिट 13,000 टू परचेसेस अकाउंट रुपीज 10,000 टू वेजेस अकाउंट रुपीज 3,000. करेक्ट? what I clarified that why I say depreciation to furniture. सस्पेंस अकाउंट का जो बैलेंस निकालना है, that is opening balance right, which is transferred from trial balance to suspense account. M के केस में मैंने कहा बिल्डिंग अकाउंट डेबिट 13,000 टू परचेसेस 10,000 टू वेजेस 3,000. Rectify the errors and prepare the suspense account to ascertain the difference in trial balance. Yes, of course. Bhushan, what you said is absolutely correct. I'll take your questions. No one should be posting the questions for now. Where is it written as material is recorded in purchases? Material, whether you are dealing into a business of manufacturing or something like that, material is normally debited to purchases account only or not, Dhanashri? M का credit amount 13,000 as cash दिया तो चलेगा क्या? नहीं, not at all. How can you credit it to cash, Shubham? When it is already been debited to material purchases and wages, how can you go ahead to the cash account? वेजेस जो खर्च किए हैं तुमने, अगर बिल्डिंग के लिए खर्च किया और वेजेस को डेबिट कर रखा है, तो उतना अमाउंट यू विल बी क्रेडिटिंग द वेजेस अकाउंट और नॉट. The final rectifying entry will be building account debit 13,000 to purchases account 10,000 to wages account 3,000. Yes. And whatever is the difference in the suspense account will not be the closing balance of suspense account. That will in fact be the opening balance of suspense account. Because what they have asked, rectify the errors and prepare the suspense account to ascertain the difference in trial balance. So at the beginning, what was the difference in trial balance? This is what has been asked to us. All right. Okay, correct the following. Third one, correct the following errors without opening suspense account and after opening the suspense account. अब without opening suspense account में जब होता है, without opening suspense account में जब होता है, then in that case you will simply be writing the entries and simply be writing the statements instead of the entry. Will be rectified in the ledger account by writing so and so. This is how you should be writing that rectification entries. All right. The sales book has been totaled short rupees 100. Without suspense account, sales account credit side by casting error 100 without using suspense account. Or with using suspense account होगा तो suspense account debit to sales account 100. I repeat, without opening suspense account, sales account credit side by casting error 100. And with suspense account debit to sales account rupees 100. दोनों के केस में तुमने sales account को 100 से ही क्रेडिट किया है, बट इजहार का तरीका अलग है. Am I right? Goods worth rupees 150 returned by Green and Company have not been recorded anywhere. So complete omission. Returned by means sales return. Entry will directly, the rectifying entry will be Green and Company account debit to sales return account 150. Whether it is without using suspense or with using suspense, क्योंकि यहाँ suspense account है ही नहीं. In both the cases, the rectification entry will be passed separately. Without suspense, that is before trial balance, and after trial balance. Correct है? Yes or no? हाँ, अच्छा उल्टा बोला था मैंने, रुक जाओ करेक्ट करता हूं मैं. Yeah, before trial balance, what will be the case? Sales account, credit side. What will you write? By casting error. By casting error. 100. And करता हूं बेटा, करेक्ट करता हूं, नो वरीज, करता हूं इंसान. नो, यस. अगर आफ्टर ट्रायल बैलेंस रेक्टिफिकेशन करना है तो व्हाट विल बी माय रेक्टिफाइंग एंट्री? सस्पेंस अकाउंट डेबिट 100 to sales 100. तो दोनों केस में हमने सेल्स अकाउंट को क्रेडिट ही किया, बट इजहार अलग अलग तरह से किया. सेकेंड वन इज व्हाट? Goods worth rupees 150 returned by Green and Company have not been recorded. Returned by. So my rectifying entry is sales return debit. Rupees never 150 to Green and Company 150, and same will be the rectifying entry even after preparing the trial balance or not. We are not supposed to make sales account, Sharvin. We have to simply write it in our answer. Yes, I have written that in the statement form only. Next one. Goods purchased 250 have been posted to the debit of supplier Gupta and Company. Purchased should have been credited, but you are posted to the debit. So, Gupta and Company. Credit side. What will you write? By wrong posting. How much will you write? 500. Why 500? 250 to cancel the wrong debit and 250 to give the correct credit. Whereas, if you are doing it after trial balance, your rectifying entry will be suspense purchase ही है ना? हाँ. Suspense account debit Porsche to Gupta. वो बोल रहा है कि सीक्रेट में मिल, बोल रहा है ना गुप्त आ, सीक्रेट में मिल, isn't it? असो तुम लोग अलग मूड में बैठे हो, मुझे पता है. हाँ. Furniture purchased from Gulab and Rose 1000 has been entered in purchase day book. Furniture purchased from Gulab and Rose 1000 has been entered in purchase day book. Entry should have been what? Furniture account debit to Gulab and Rose rupees 1000. Yes or no? Wrong entry is purchase account debit to Gulab and Rose 1000, and therefore the rectifying entry will be furniture account debit to purchase account rupees 1000. Whether it is before or after preparing the trial balance, the rectifying entry will remain same. क्योंकि Gulab and Rose तो anyways credit हुआ ना? Yes or no? So furniture debit 1000 to purchase 1000. Correct? So whether you are doing the rectification even after preparing the trial balance, the rectification entry will remain same. Is that point right? Yes, next one. Discount received from red and black rupees 15 has not been entered in discount column of the cash book. डिस्काउंट रिसीव्ड हमने अगर डिस्काउंट कॉलम में ही नहीं लिखा तो हम लोग उसका पोस्टिंग भी नहीं करेंगे. Therefore, the rectifying entry directly will be what? Discount account debit to red and received at red and black account debit to discount account. Red and black debit to discount received. How much? Rupees 15. Same will be the rectifying entry even in the even after preparing the trial balance. Yes or no? अरे भाई, in module entries under suspense account not opened are only written in the statement form. They have not written entries in debit and credit form. What have I written, Drishti, is the same thing. I've written the statement only. In that they must have written sales account will be credited for rupees 100. The Gupta and company account will be credited by rupees 500. I have written the same thing. मैंने वही कहा, मेरा इजहार का तरीका सिर्फ बदल रहा है. भक्ति, अगर हमने वो डिस्काउंट को कैश बुक में ही नहीं लिखा तो हाउ विल द पोस्टिंग ऑफ दैट बी डन? डिस्काउंट रिसीव्ड जो है, what they have given, discount received from red and black rupees 15 has not been entered in the discount column of the cash book. अब अगर डिस्काउंट कॉलम में ही रिकॉर्ड नहीं हुआ है तो पोस्टिंग कहां से होगी उसकी? Look at it from the perspective of subsidiary book. This is the this is the basic concept that we have been talking about every time, or not? Yes, the last one. After this, we'll have a break for 7 minutes. That is sufficient, na? Discount allowed to G Mohan and company, rupees 18, has not been entered in the discount column of the cash book. The account of G Mohan and company has however been correctly posted. यहाँ mentioned है कि हमने G मोहन के अकाउंट को डेबिट कर रखा है, पर डिस्काउंट अलाउड को डेबिट नहीं किया है. Right? So, in this case, discount allowed account debit side non-recording rupees 18. But after trial balance होगा तो discount allowed debit rupees 18 to suspense account rupees 18. Am I right? Yes or no? So this is how you are going to do the rectification. I hope I have clarified all your doubts. Still, if you have any, we'll be taking that after the break. All right? We'll have a 15 minutes break at 16:35. We'll be resuming at 16:50 sharp. Thank you.